Welcome back, everybody, to the Meeple Marathon. Today we're going to be doing a brief how-to video on Jurassic Park Danger, the adventure strategy game, along with a quick playthrough. And I'm going to be implementing something very simple here that we're going to test out to see if it's possible to not only play the game solo, but what I was more thinking of is that I could play the game with my sons, and I could be a hero character with them, help them decide what actions to take, and we're going to have kind of an AI controlled dinosaur here. But for now, I'm going to explain all the rules to you like normal. First thing I wanted to do is just go ahead and randomly draw two heroes. So let's take this one. All right, Lex Murphy, and take this one. Okay, the Murphy kids. All right, so we need to find the Murphy's deck of cards. Here is Tim's, and Lex is in here. Snub. Okay, so the first thing to note is that we are not tied to these characters. As bad as it sounds, these characters can be killed, and we can simply just pick new characters to continue on the game. The dinosaurs have to kill 3 characters total to be able to win the game. So that's just something to consider. Alright, we'll put Tim there and Lex there. Alright, now first of all, if you're the hero characters, you don't need to shuffle these decks. You get them right off the bat. You get all the choices right from the very beginning. The dinosaur player, however, would shuffle up their deck, and they're going to draw a hand of 3, and they have to make their choice of what actions they're going to take from their hand of 3. So you can see here in front of us we have the island Isa Nebular, or Isa Nubla, or something like that. We have our start space. We have 3 buildings that you might remember from the movie: maintenance shed, visitor center, and control center. These are always going to be on the outskirts, and we're always going to start in the middle. And then you have these 3 dinosaur pens that are randomized. So this is the T-Rex pen, the Dilophosaurus, and the Raptor pen. You also have 2 other herbivore pens that are randomly placed around the outside. So our objective is to turn on the control center, the visitor center, and the maintenance shed in any order. To do that, we have to be standing in this space, and we have to roll a 5+ on the die. When we get to flip it over, each one has a special thing that we can activate when we flip it over. We also need to complete our personal objective in order to then escape to the helicopter, which will not appear here on this space way down below until we have turned on these 3 locations. So Tim's personal goal is to go to the Brachiosaurus location. So we're going to take Tim's goal token here and put it right there. Okay. Then Lex's goal is to go to the control center location to collect Lex Murphy's goal token. Okay, because she's the hacker. Alright, so her token's right here. Now everybody's is different. Some characters even have tokens that they have to keep. You start with it, and if anything happens, you lose your token. So these 2 just happen to be, over here. Unfortunately, they're both on the same side of the map, so I can't really... I'm going to send one this way. I'm probably obviously going to send Lex Murphy this way. Somebody should probably go north first. But the way the gameplay happens is that the dinosaur player is going to select a card from their 3 and play it face down. At the same time, the human players are actually... Technically, the dinosaur player does that first, followed by all the character players choosing a card in secret. Okay, because they don't want to let the dinosaur player know it. They can talk amongst themselves, but unless they talk quietly, the dinosaur character is going to know. They play their card face down as well. Then the dinosaur player reveals their card. And this is one for an example that you can see says run and climb. So what the dinosaur player gets to do is move 2 of his dinosaur meeples. One of them run and one of them climb. So you can see here that, for example, the T-Rex pen has 2 fences on either side of it and then 2 open areas that go into these 4. If the T-Rex wanted to enter any of these spaces here where there is an opening, he uses run. If he, however, wants to climb over the fence, or this symbol here, which is a cliff, or either, both at the same time, he needs to use a climb. So even if you have a fence that's backed up to a cliff, a single climb action covers them both. So to move into either of these adjacent tiles, the T-Rex character would need to use climb action. The last action here, and we'll just shuffle these cards back up again, you can see they vary, is sneak. Now, I laid these guys down flat just so you could see what they looked like and where they were starting, but I'm going to have to play them upright during the game because a sneaking dinosaur, I don't even know that T-Rexes could sneak, but I guess they can, are laid on their sides. A sneaking dinosaur does not actually move this turn. A sneaking dinosaur stays put and then may pop up the next round in any adjacent hex, as long as it's not through an electrified fence. We'll talk about that in a second. They can sneak up cliffs and over unelectrified fences. So if I choose to sneak, I actually just flip him over and leave him there. He can't attack anybody, he can't hurt anybody, but then the next round, the dinosaur player gets to choose where in this area he's going to pop up. So those are the 3 types of movement. Those movements also are the same for the human character players. They can run, so you could run here. They could climb, so you could climb the cliff and move into this one. Or they can sneak. So again, we're going to have to play with these guys standing up. If you sneak, you lay your character down, and then at the start of your next human phase, you can pop up in any one of these as long as it's not through an electrical fence. If you are sneaking, so if your character is laid down flat and a dinosaur enters your space, they don't see you. It's as if you're not there. And then you pop up in a space next to them. If a dinosaur is sneaking, you, as a human player, can enter their space. And if you think about it strategically, if you enter a space with a sneaking dinosaur, they are going to have to vacate their space. They're going to have to end up somewhere else. So you can actually enter this space and know that you're safe from at least this dinosaur on the next round, because they're going to have to leave their space. Same thing with a human player. Unless you are utterly trapped, surrounded by electrical fences, which I don't see where that scenario would happen on this map layout, you cannot enter into a space with a dinosaur. You cannot just give yourself up and walk into an area with a dinosaur. And that's pretty much it. You're going to lay your card down, and after you play it, you're going to discard it. If a dinosaur ever does end up in the same space as a character who's not sneaking, they will attack that character, and all they do is randomly take one of the character's cards. So you can think about these cards as the character's life points per se. And those cards go up into this area which says burn, face down. Burned cards are burned for the game. They cannot be brought back. If you are running low on cards, you can burn the remaining cards in your hand to get back your discard pile. This rule is a little confusing for me, and I don't honestly like it. I'm just going to be frank. You're telling me that if I'm strategically playing out my cards and I've saved the perfect card to the end, I either have to burn it, which means it's gone forever, to get the rest of my cards back, or I play that one last card, but then my character is useless. Because if you ever have an entirely empty hand when you go to play a card, your character is dead, and the T-Rex gets to claim your meeple as one of their 3. It just doesn't make sense to me. I just don't understand the logic of you getting back your cards. I could see the logic that if you wanted to pick up your discard pile early, you'd need to burn a card. But why am I being penalized for strategically playing out my entire hand, and then they're all just sitting here in my discard pile? This rule just does not make sense to me. I'm just going to flat out say it right now. And in playing with kids, it's probably going to be house ruled. I'm just going to throw that out there. But we'll play to see how it works the real way. But just so you guys understand, I'm probably going to grumble a little bit while we're going, because it just doesn't make sense to me. So we're just going to be going back and forth, where everybody lays down a card at the beginning of the round, and the dinosaur player turns over his card. He can move up to 2 dinosaurs. Then the human player is going to go. Now, the human players and the dinosaurs each have special actions. The dinosaur special actions are right here, and there's one special action for each type of dinosaur. So the Velociraptor can move up to 2 spaces in a straight line. So he could go from here to here. The T-Rex can attack one character twice. So if the T-Rex happens to end up in a space with somebody who's not sneaking, not only can he take 1 card, he can take 2. And the Dilophosaurus can attack somebody in an adjacent space. So they could actually attack from here. Now, each of these actions, to use them, you move this little token over here on top of whichever one you used. You cannot use that action 2 times in a row. You have to pick one of the other 2 the next round, or you can push it up here to rest, which means everything is available in the next round. The human players have what's called free actions. And so you can see Timmy's here is, I read your book. Discard this card. After the dinosaur player selects their card, they must reveal the card they have selected. Okay, this is, going to be a little tough for us to play. And there's also, okay, Tim does not have any distract cards. Some of the characters, I guess some of the adults, have free action cards that say distract, and they can actually draw the attention of a dinosaur into their space to free up someone to make a run for it. So let's see what Lex Murphy's free actions are. Got a lot of climbs, a lot of sneaks. I guess I do have all kids. Okay, she's the same. She doesn't have any distracts. But she has Piercing Scream. Burn this card, roll a 4+ to sneak and distract without being attacked. Okay, so she does have a distract card. And then I'm a hacker. Discard this card, you may re-roll 1 die roll. Okay, so that's pretty handy. Let's see, does Tim Murphy's? I thought Tim Murphy's looked like they were both the same. I read your book, yes. They're the same. Well, that's kind of a... not cool with that. Lex Murphy gets 2 unique cards, and Tim Murphy only gets 1. Okay, so these can be played, as you can see, he says it's a free action, so you can do it before or after you play your card once it's the human player's turn. To my knowledge, you have to play them on the human player's turn. Let me just make sure that that is correct. Free actions. Play distinct cards to move a dinosaur away from another character or from blocking a space. Distract is a free action and may not be selected during step 2. Okay. Instead, play distracts anytime during step 4, either before or after your move. Okay. And they're just using distract as an example as a free action. So, all right. So let's just go ahead and get started, and you guys can see how this works. Now, since I am all here by myself here, I'm going to be making the decisions for the Murphy kids, and I'm going to be just flipping over the top card of the Dino Action deck, and that's what we're going to do. And to help me decide which ones are going to run, climb, or sneak, I just created this super quick and dirty 6-card deck here that's got a random assortment of dinosaurs listed out in random orders, and I'm going to go down that list. So I'll show you how that works here in a second. So, start of the game, the dinosaur player is going to take that card, and let's see what Lex and Tim want to do. So, Lex needs to climb. She wants to go here, and she cannot sneak over, even though dinosaurs can sneak over anything because they're bigger. She cannot sneak into this area. So, whoops, this is Tim. Lex is going to climb. So I can just leave mine face up. It doesn't really matter. I'm the only one here. So, Tim, I want to send Tim, I guess this way. So he is going to sneak because he doesn't want to get spotted. All right, so he's going to go, he could go up here or here. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. So that's like phase 1 and 2 of every round is Dino picks a card, human players pick a card. Everybody's supposed to play him face down. So now at this point, I'm going to flip this card over, and I'm going to flip over these cards. Again, these were created by me. I just typed them up, printed them out, cut them out. Very simple, straightforward. But what this is going to tell me to do is I'm going to send a dinosaur to run. Okay, let's try with the Velociraptor. Can the Velociraptor run? Yes, he can. He can go right here. Then climb, Dilophosaurus. Okay, the Dilophosaurus can climb, and which direction would be most beneficial? Probably putting him near the maintenance shed, since as a dinosaur player you would know that's one of the character goals. Okay? Then we're going to simply decide which one of these actions would be most beneficial. And right off the bat, it's very easy because the Tyrannosaurus Rex is not in a space with a character, so you can't attack twice, and the Dilophosaurus is not adjacent to a character. So the only person that can do anything is the Velociraptor. Now, I'm pretty lucky here because the Velociraptor cannot go boom, boom. He can't turn angles. He can only move in a straight line. So where do I want him? I might be thinking, oh, Tim Murphy is going to head this direction. So he's going to run 2 spaces right here. All right. And that is the dinosaur player's turn. That's how I've thrown some randomness into it. And we're just making the AI work that way. This game is not designed for one player. And it's not a co-op game. This is a one versus all game, or a one versus many. Okay. So now the characters get to take their turn, and it doesn't matter what order they take them in. They can decide. So Tim's going to go ahead and sneak. All he's going to do is tip his character over. He does not move out of this space. He does, though, need to roll first. I'm sorry. Okay, so he got better than a 2. His sneak roll is a 2+. He rolled a 4, so he can sneak. Lexi needs a 3+ to climb. Okay, she got her 3. So she can now climb. Let's turn these upside down. So she can go from here to here. All right. So I'm feeling a little better here because Tim should be able to move into either one of these spaces next round, whichever one doesn't have a dinosaur. And Lex is pretty far away from all the other dinosaurs. So I'm feeling all right. So I'm not going to flip this over yet because I'm just going to keep a pile here. Let's decide what Tim's going to do. Now, Lex is going to sneak into... Should she sneak or should she just run? The control center, for reference, if I can remember correctly, here, will allow me to put out the lock tokens. So, what's nice about that is that once I get to the control center and activate it, all 1, 2, 3, and the helipad are like dinosaur-free zones. They can't enter them, so this Dilophosaurus will actually be kicked out. So I think Lex is simply just going to run. She's going to make a run for it. She can just go straight here to here, and she doesn't want to waste any time in creating free zones for Tim. Tim, however, he's a small little dude, so he's going to continue to sneak. He's got lots of sneak cards in his deck. Okay, so now, normally the dinosaur player would have played this face down and they flip up the one they played, but again, I'm just solo AIing it here. So there is its card. Here is our dinosaur order. So the Dilophosaurus is going to run. Alright, the only direction it can run is this way. Alright, then the Velociraptor is going to run. So, it could run here. It can't run here, it needs to climb that. So it can go here, here, or here. I think it's just going to run here. I mean, why not? Head towards a character. Now, we need to decide, can any of these be done? We cannot use the Velociraptor one again because it was just used. T-Rex one is useless. Dilophosaurus one is useless, so it's going to rest. Okay. So, back over to our characters. Let's start with Tim, who is sneaking. So he gets to sneak, and we're just going to put him right here. Then, he gets to sneak again, assuming that he rolls better than 2, and he does. Okay. So he's going to stay down. He sneaks again. Technically, I should have stood him up and then laid him back down. Lexi is just going to make a run for it. She doesn't have to roll. She doesn't have to do anything else. She has now made it to the control center, so she has now gained her character goal. That means once all 3 of these are activated, she can escape the island. Okay, so now we are going to attempt to turn on the control center. So the first thing we have to do is roll this die. Okay, it's a 2. So right off the bat, before I show you boosting, I'm going to play I'm a Hacker. Discard this card, you may re-roll 1 die. Okay? Alright, 4. Still not a 5+, but I get the option of boosting my roll by the amount shown in the lower portion of the cards here. So you can see if I get rid of my Piercing Scream, I could boost it by 3, but I only need to boost it by 1. So I'm simply going to lose a run card, and I'm burning that card. That card is done for me for the rest of the game. But it does mean that I have unlocked the control center, and now all of these spaces, no matter what, are dino free zones. Okay, so just for reference, the maintenance shed can turn on all the electrical fences, and the visitor center is going to get whoever flips it over 2 cards back from their discard pile. I think that that's the reason why the visitor center is way up here, because it's really hard to get up here and then all the way back here with their silly burning a card to retrieve your discard pile rules. So, I digress. So this one is burned, and now let's decide what we want to do. Can Lexi really, do we think she can make it all the way across here to the maintenance shed? Let's see what kind of cards she's got. She's got a run. And so maybe we'll do that one. We're in a free zone, so we could run here or here. So Lexi's gonna run. All right. And Tim, he's going to make it into that zone, and hopefully he's going to activate it. So, what is he going to want to do? Now, but see, he's going to have the better cards, too. He's going to have 2 more additional cards, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for him to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me change my strategy here. I think Lexi's just going to try and distract. So burn this card, roll a 4+ to sneak and distract without being attacked. Okay, so we're going to stay with the run. Just get her out into the open. Then Timmy is going to... He's also going to run. Yeah. Can't use up all my sneak cards, so those are the 2 actions I'm going to choose to do. Okay, let's see what the dinosaurs are going to do. Okay, the Velociraptor is going to run. Can he run? Yes. He can run right here. And the Tyrannosaurus Rex is going to climb. You know what? Tim needs to make it down here. So I think Lexi is going to go over here, and Tim's got to make it here. But I think our cards are still fine. So the T-Rex is going to climb up here because he knows that Tim Murphy's got to head this way eventually. Okay, then he wants to decide, can they do anything? And the only thing he really can do is move the Velociraptor 2 in a straight line. So maybe he's thinking that, let's go here, boom. Because he's got to imagine somebody's got to come this direction. He knows Tim's sneaking, so he can't do anything about it. So, alright, let's continue on with our players. First of all, Tim needs to sneak and stand up, and before he does his move, he's going to attempt at the visitor center. Okay, let's roll this one for real. 3. Okay, so that's not a 5+. We are going to boost. And I think I'm going to boost with the I Read Your Book. It's a little overkill, but I don't see the purpose in these cards. So, that was plenty enough. I get to flip over to the visitor center, and I get 2 cards back, and that's going to be my 2 sneak cards. They're the only 2 there, but those are the 2 I would have chosen anyways. Alright, now I get to do my run. And so I could go here and cut along the outside edges, but I think I'm okay to go right here. I think I'm safe right there, standing up. Okay. See, at this point now, Tim has been very safe in his movements. He's done a lot of sneaking, but he's left the safety of a dino-free zone, and now he's standing up. Technically, the Velociraptor, that's another thing. I know that the Velociraptor cannot move 2 spaces next time to get me, but the Dilophosaurus could come over here and attack me, so I'm not out of the woods yet. Okay, and Lex Murphy is going to run into this space here. Okay. Alright, so those were all of our actions. And let's see here. Burn, burn, burn. Okay. Lex Murphy wants to be in the middle there, so she's going to have to climb. And Tim is also in a pretty good spot. So Tim, I think, is going to continue to just run, make a run for it. Okay. Let's see what the dinosaurs are going to do. Ooh, we're getting 3 actions now. Everybody's going to get a turn. They're all runs. So as we said, Dilophosaurus is going to run. The Velociraptor cannot go this way. So he's going to go here. And the T-Rex cannot enter into the same spot as a Velociraptor. So the only way he could go is here or here, and he knows that Tim's got to make it this direction, so he's going to go there. Alright, now, the only one that truly makes sense is the Dilophosaurus, who can attack a character in an adjacent space. So Tim, unfortunately, is going to lose a random card. This is easy to do enough when you're playing solo. Just flip him over, give him a shuffle, and we're losing a run. I'm okay with that. He likes to sneak anyways. Okay. So that is the dinosaur's turn. Let's now take care of Lex. Okay, 6. So she's going to have no problems climbing here. Now she is out in the open. I'm not super fond of that. So maybe I'll try and sneak around here to the maintenance shed. Okay, and Tim is simply going to run right to there. And again, he's leaving himself exposed to probably the T-Rex. The T-Rex is way over here a minute ago. Okay, so Tim is going to try and start sneaking. And Lexi, I guess, is going to sneak. No, actually, Lexi's going to play this Piercing Scream. She's going to burn this card to try and distract without being attacked. So we'll see how this works out for her. Okay. AI player is going to run and run. Let's see. T-Rex. Okay. We knew this was coming. Boom. This is unfortunate. And then the Velociraptor. Boom. So, not good at all. Alright, so the Velociraptor now is going to attack Lex for 1. She lost one of her sneak cards, that's not good. And the T-Rex, obviously we're going to choose this one, it's the only one that makes sense. So Tim is going to lose 2 cards here. This is going to hurt. Alright, 1, 2. Climb and climb. Alright. Okay. So, Tim, let's roll for Tim first. Okay, he got his sneak on. Good. And Lex Murphy. Oh no, only a 2. So, oh man. Okay, I'm going to burn this to boost it. So now I can sneak and distract. Now, I can move somebody adjacent. It does not explain in the rules. It just says, hold on, that I can take a dinosaur adjacent to me and move it into my spot. Yeah, be selected. Oh, so can I just move him there? Because he can't move into here, can he? So we're just going to do that. Again, not specified, and I have to burn this card. Okay, so now we're going to play by the rules, but unfortunately at this point, I only have 1 card left. If I were to play this card, Lex Murphy would be done. So I have to burn this card just to get these cards back. I don't like this rule. I don't like it at all. Okay, Tim Murphy. Let's see what Tim Murphy's still got. Okay, so we're going to be burning this one for sure. Alright, so more sneaking, lots of sneaking for Tim. And see, I don't have any more sneaking cards, so Lexi's literally just going to be running for her life. I don't see how it's going to work. I just burned my 1 sneaking card, right? Yeah, the one I had left. Okay, just doesn't make sense to me. Not a fan. Alright, so dinosaur turn. Alright, that's the last of those. T-Rex, run. Okay, so the T-Rex would come back here. Then Dilophosaurus, climb. So the Dilophosaurus can climb. He's going to stay in this area. Alright. So, yeah. Tim gets to move, and then to be able to stay laying down. Yep, he's good. So he's still sneaking. Lex is going to move. She's got to move there. And then she's going to run. So she can run there. Okay. That's not too bad. Alright. So she obviously is just going to get the heck into that bunker next. And Tim basically has nothing but sneak cards left. Okay. So, let me shuffle these up real quick. Now again, remember, I'm playing where the dinosaurs are controlled kind of almost by a dummy player. By this little Automa action deck I have created here. If I was playing against a human player, they would be even more devious. And would just go post up in my way. So maybe I'm just playing this game wrong, but I am not really... I'm not really getting it right now. Okay, so let's see what the dinosaurs do. Run and sneak. This is the first sneak card. So the Velociraptor is going to attempt to run. He will chase after Lexi. That makes sense. And sneak. The T-Rex is going to sneak. So he's just going to lay down and he'll pop up somewhere next time. Now the Velociraptor can move up to 2 spaces. That's the one that makes sense. So up to 2 means he can move just 1, and Lexi's going to have to lose a card. Climb. Okay. Alright, so she still does have a climb. Okay, so Lexi, let's start with her. She's going to run into here, dinosaur free zone. Alright, she does have her hack card. Okay, perfect. She didn't need it though. Okay, she gets to flip over the maintenance shed, and yes, I'm going to turn on some fences. But then I'm going to talk about something else here. Okay, so all these are electrified, which is a little bit of a pain to sit here and do all this. I'm not going to bother with that one. Where am I missing some fences here? Do I have 2 extra fences? Oh, yeah. Okay. I am going to bother with it. Okay. All right. So, now, Lexi's covered. Lexi's going to have to climb out here, then go here, 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 here. However, I'm going to have to burn a card. I'm going to have to burn this one so I can climb out of here. I've only got 2 other cards I can discard. So, say I play this one next round, burn this one, it's going to get me here. Then I can play 2 more cards here to here without being attacked. Then I'm going to have to burn one. Then I'm going to get 2 cards back. I'm going to be able to get here. Then I'm going to have to burn one. You guys see where I'm going here? It is almost impossible in a 2-player game to move around, get all these things when you keep having to burn cards just to get your discard pile back. And this is why I don't like this rule, because at this point I have done the math and it is impossible for Lex Murphy to escape by playing the normal rules. And that just doesn't seem right. I don't think I've played that poorly. Yes, I've gotten attacked. Yes, I've had to boost some dice. So out of my 10 starting cards, I have chucked 6 of them. But I could crawl to the finish line here if I didn't keep having to burn cards for no reason. So, again, not a fan of this rule. Alright, so let's just go ahead and see. That was Lex. So Tim is going to move over here. All you have to do is enter this space. Let's see if he can continue to sneak. Yes. So he gets to keep sneaking. He's probably going to be okay. Alright, and the helicopter gets to come in because I activated everything. But basically at this point, Lex Murphy is cannon fodder. So, let's see what... Nope, I got to give myself some action here. So again, I got nothing else to do. Tim Murphy here is going to have to burn this one to get these back. And he, of course, is just going to keep sneaking, sneaking, sneaking. Actually, he can run at this point. We can just run. I think we're safe. I think Tim's safe enough. Okay. Yeah, because he's going to sneak here and then run into the helicopter pad. Okay. But Lexi's done. Again, why am I even bothering with her? She's not going to make it. I could just kill her off at any point. It's going to give the dinosaur player a turn. But yeah, again, just not a fan. Okay. So, where were we? Where were we? We were over here. Alright, climb and all of this even with me playing with a dummy set of AI. Dilophosaurus is going to climb. Normally he could have climbed this, but this is now electrified. So, the Dilophosaurus has no place to climb. So let's go down to the T-Rex. The T-Rex does have somewhere to climb. So he's going to climb there. And the Velociraptor can now attempt to climb. The Velociraptor has nothing to climb. So, we've just done all that. And none of these actions can be taken, so we're just going to rest. Okay. Now, again, just going through the motions here. Lex Murphy is able to climb, so she can go right here. She's going to have to burn this card to get these 2 back, or 3 back. Alright, and Tim Murphy's going to scoot over here, stand up, run to the helipad, and he is safe. Okay, so now at this point, Tim, I'm done with all of Tim's cards, and his player board, and his token. Tim's on the helicopter. Don't need you anymore, Tim. Now, I get to randomly, or I get to select another character, but I'm going to randomly select one again. Take your new character map, place it in front of you, take a corresponding mover, place it on the start tile in the center of the game board. If a dinosaur is on the start tile, it does not attack a new character entering the game. So that's actually pretty good, because that's going to protect me. Let's do him. Her. Who's it going to be? Alright, Dr. Alan Grant. Perfect. Let me find a mover for Dr. Alan Grant. He's going to start right in the way of a T-Rex. And there's his cards. Okay. So you can see here, maybe, that his goal is to distract the T-Rex to collect Dr. Allen's gold token. So that's actually pretty nice. I'm going to put his little gold token on top of the T-Rex symbol. Alright. And remember, I just have to get, in a 2 to 3 player game, 2 people to this thing, not 3. The dinosaur player still has to kill off 3 people. So, alright. I think we're going to keep Lexi alive as long as we can. Alright, so now we are going to start a new hand, and Lexi really only wants to try and run. And Dr. Grant, see here you can see one of his free action cards is a distract card. It's also give me your hand, move 1 character from an adjacent space into your space. He's got 2 of those. His sneaking is harder, but his climbing is easier. So their stats, their cards are uniquely different in a good way. I do like the way they made these decks unique. I don't like how Lexi has 2 unique cards, but Dr. Grant only has 1. Alright, so let's see here. Dr. Grant is going to... He's going to sneak. He ain't no fool. And I'm going to show you why here in just a second. Okay. Dinosaur player's turn. Run and climb. T-Rex. Can the T-Rex run? Okay. Yes, he can. So, I guess the T-Rex will run right here. Then the Dilophosaurus climb. The Dilophosaurus cannot climb. Can the Velociraptor climb? No. Okay. Can the Velociraptor move up to 2 spaces in a straight line? Yes, he can. So the Velociraptor can move and attack Lexi. Alright. So she's going to lose one of her runs. She's down to just 1 card. Okay. So now let me, unfortunately, hold on here. Distract says, play distract cards to move a dinosaur away from another character or from blocking a space. Okay. So yeah, I mean, for thematic purposes, I'm just going to put the T-Rex there. He's blocking the way to the helicopter. Alright. So, normally, Dr. Grant would distract the Velociraptor away from Lex Murphy here, but that's not his goal. So, he is going to sneak first, or attempt to sneak here. Alright, he got his sneak on. Then, he's going to play his free action. Play during human's turn to distract. So, he snuck, and now he is distracting for free. It's a free action, and he can draw the T-Rex out of his way and pull him into there. I'll talk about something else that bothers me in a second, but this is giving me Dr. Grant's token. Okay. Lexi is simply going to run. She discards this card, and then again, she only has one card left. So she's being forced to burn this to then take this card, and that's going to be her card she plays next hand. Alright, let's see what Dr. Grant's going to do. Now, let's see, for example, I don't think I can... Yeah. First of all, Dr. Grant only has one sneak card. So, his next move is just going to be a run card. Alright. Let's see what the dinosaurs are doing before I explain why I am, again, upset with said rule here. Okay. Velociraptor run. Of course, the Velociraptor is going to run. Lex Murphy has no cards in hand, so this technically is the end of Lex Murphy. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. This token goes to the dinosaurs. Alright. Let's finish out our turn here. We got pretty lucky. The Dilophosaurus is going to sneak. And the T-Rex cannot attack because I'm sneaking. The Velociraptor already did their action. The Dilophosaurus cannot attack because he's sneaking. So, there you go. Alright. If, however, I was the dinosaur player and I chose this card, you know what I would have done? I would have moved myself right here. I cannot sneak into here, 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 or here. I can only sneak and pop up here or here. And the dinosaur player knows that I gotta get to the helicopter to win. So he could effectively just then come down here, boom, boom, with 2 more run actions. He could march his raptor, doom, doom, doom. And I just about would, it'd be very difficult for me to get home. There's nothing keeping him from posting up on these 2 spaces. They can't go into the helicopter pad. They could at the beginning of the game, I guess. But to each his own. I got lucky, and I'm able to pop up here and then run to here. So things are looking pretty good. I am not going to bother with pulling out a whole nother person at this point because I think we've got it in the bag here. But literally, if I were a dinosaur, a human player playing as the dinosaurs, that's what I would have done. I would just back myself up and post myself right in front of that helicopter. Especially someone like Dr. Alan Grant, who's only got 1 sneak card, he wouldn't be able to make it past me. So, Dr. Grant is going to continue to run his face off, and the dinosaurs are climbing and climbing. So Dilophosaurus first has to pop up somewhere. So let's pop him up. He can't move into here, so let's pop him up here. Can he climb? No, because it would put him in here. Velociraptor. Can the Velociraptor climb? No. Can the T-Rex climb? Yes. He can move right there. Okay, and we already determined that everybody else can't climb. The Velociraptor can move 2 spaces. Boom, boom. Okay, Dr. Grant is going to run. And we certainly know what Dr. Grant is going to do next. Another run. Let's see what the dinosaurs are doing. Running and running. Alright, the T-Rex is going to go here. The Velociraptor is going to go here. We already used the Velociraptor, and T-Rex can't attack. So they're resting. Dr. Alan Grant is going to run and be safe. He's got his token. Everything else is activated. So we were victorious. Okay, so I don't normally do this at the end of my videos, but I feel like I do need to put my 2 cents out there because I would hate to just show off a game and lead consumers to believe that I highly endorse this game, and you should go out and buy it just because I make a video about it. I purchased this game based on the theme, Jurassic Park. Grew up with the movie, loving it, loved dinosaurs. My boys love dinosaurs. I thought this would be a fun game for us to play. I'm not super impressed, to be perfectly honest with you. Like I said, if I was a human player playing as the dinosaurs, I could have easily posted up down here and just made it horrendously difficult to make it down. Granted, when Lex Murphy died, I should have gotten another character. And even if then Dr. Grant died, I could have gotten another character. But then all they'd have to do is kill one more off. And again, they could literally just sit down here like this. I know their actions are limited by only being able to move 2 of them at a time. And they have to choose beforehand, and they only get 2 actions. They only get to select from 3. So maybe that's enough to keep them from completely dominating the game. I know they are the dinosaurs, but it just seems to be way too easy for the dinosaurs unless you are sneaking all the time. I think I was most successful with Tim because he basically snuck and then ran when he could. He got attacked once or twice and then just snuck until he was free and clear and ran. But Dr. Grant doesn't have that many sneaking cards. And if all you're doing is sneaking, then there's almost no chance for the dinosaurs unless they strategically block your path. So, again, I do enjoy that each deck for the heroes is asymmetrical. I'm not a fan that some have 2 distinct cards and some have 2 of the same cards. I'm a little bit wary of the components. These are very thin cards here. Everything else is nice. These are fine. They're the same thickness, but they're just laying flat. You're not playing them. They're not going to get bent up. I do really like the dinosaur meeples, and I think the player meeples are fine in their specific colors. The cardboard is fine, even though flipping over this one token allows you to put all these electric fences out is a little annoying. It's a little fiddly. One thing that I will say though, like I pointed out in my unboxing video, this setup is essentially like Catan, where you build this border and it snaps together around the outside. Then you're laying down these tiles, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 6-sided tiles, and you put all the perimeter ones on the outside, then all the center ones, and the start one always goes in the middle. I kind of had to squeeze them in here and then boom, flatten it down really hard because they were like bowing up in the middle. But it seems to have settled down. So I think that once you have played it once and the cardboard's stretched a little, I think it should work fine. They're in there nice and tight, which is nice, so they're not going to move around while you're playing. But yeah, so my thoughts here are, as the dinosaur player, I would feel like life's a little too simple, but at the same time, I feel like it's too easy as well to dominate the game. I could be completely wrong, and maybe this is entirely better with, say, 3 or 4 players, where you are not having to crisscross all the way around the island here. You know, maybe I just got a bad draw of characters, I don't know. Lex Murphy and Tim Murphy seem to be doing fine until Lex Murphy was stuck over here with no cards left to make it over here. I think that if you enjoy the theme and you enjoy this hidden movement, one against many type of game, this could be a fun game, especially if you enjoy the theme. It's very easy to pick up and explain, but this rule about replenishing your hand and having to boost cards in the burn pile to pick up your discard pile is just ridiculous. It's asinine, frankly. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And if you were to purchase this game, honestly, I would consider house ruling it. Maybe you saw what I was doing and you saw me make a lot of mistakes and you feel like you could do it and it'd be a challenge, go for it. But my recommendation for purchasing this game would be you enjoy the theme, you enjoy the mechanics, so hidden movement, one versus many, and just plain survival. But also you don't mind house ruling it and just having fun with it. I think when I play this with my kids, I'm going to figure out a better way for the dinosaurs just to kind of roam around and try and get in the way. But for the most part, I just want them to have fun. I want them to pick an action, whether it's run or climb, depending on which direction they go. I may not even have them have to roll a die to climb or sneak. So for me personally, especially to play this with my kids, I'm going to be implementing some house rules. I already did in my solo AI. I'm going to quit ranting now. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you disagree with me on my assessment of this game, please feel free to leave your comment in the section below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have this game and you've played it and enjoy it, please let me know what you enjoy about it. Please let me know how you play it, because maybe I'm just doing something wrong here. I want to like this game. I really do. But right now, I'm a little wary of it. So, once again, thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and have a great night. Thanks.